behind the baller. My life is more than money and jewelry. My story's so crazy, dog. I said make a movie behind the baller. I went from playing sports to exotic whips. Ain't gotta tell me, dog, I know I'm the shit behind the baller. My life is more than money and jewelry. My story's so crazy, dog. I said make a movie behind the baller. I went from music exec to this podcast. Now I finally feel at home at last. Behind the baller.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Bambeezy, the Forrest Gump of hip-hop. Some of you know me as the jeweler to the stars, but really, I'm just a regular dude with a gorilla grind, all right, who loves McDonald's. Always know this. I am a father and husband before any titles in life. Welcome to Behind the Baller podcast. This is episode 50. Can you fucking believe it? We are 50 episodes legit deep now. Like, we got a catalog, you know what I'm saying? We building that catalog. We're charting in the top 100 for months now. We drop a new episode every Monday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got over 2,000 5-star ratings, reviews on the Apple iOS. Listen, shit is very real. All right, let's get into this motherfucking show. If I told you that, like, I was fully okay, you know, my birthday going up and everything, whatever, just, you know, people thinking my life is good or whatever. If I told you I was fully okay, I'd be 100% lying, you know. So it's been now 4 days since the passing of the greatest basketball player of all time, Kobe Bryant. And let me tell you this, man. This is going to be about me. All right. Why? Because this is my podcast. All right. And let me also tell you, I'm still fucked up. All right. I'm in disbelief, and I could care less what y'all think about my birthday or why I mentioned it but you know, whatever. But listen, this was the worst birthday that I've had. I could think of all, you know, ever possibly. You know, I've had bad birthdays here and there. This was just where I was. Money could have never changed what the fuck I was going through. All right. I haven't had a birthday party or a birthday day this shitty since Q passed away. All right. And he passed away 4 days before my actual birthday, you know, 3 years ago. This was just fucking sucky. It was sucky. All right. It was just fucked up. I honestly just couldn't shake it off. My wife knows me very well. You know, she had texted me some pictures. She took a picture of me crying in the corner at Dave & Buster's and was just like, hey, babe, I've never seen you like this before. I haven't seen you like this since Q. And before that, I haven't seen you like this, you know. But I truly believe it was meant to not shake off. You know, it just wasn't. And shaking it off wasn't easy. It isn't. I couldn't imagine what Vanessa's going through, you know. And I'll get into later about my thoughts on LeBron and everything, right? Which we'll get into in a little bit, actually. But you know, like him even just being like really devastated by it. It seemed like he was legitimately devastated, as were so many NBA players that were close to him. But like to have to fucking feel the pressure to come up with a fucking, you know, a statement or something. It's just crazy. I can't imagine. And Vanessa finally made a statement. But listen, my entire city has poured out the most insane amount of love the world has ever seen. Okay? This is deeper than a celebrity shit. This is the most famous athlete to be killed or, you know, to die in 47 years of me living. Okay. No hate, you know, hate to rate folks, but this is bigger than fucking even Muhammad Ali dying. This is just no disrespect to the Ali legacy either. You know, it was just, he was a god. And I'm not here to argue, but I'm here to tell you straight up, the way that the world moves today with social media is so different. And the impact that Kobe had on our world was just crazy. It was totally fucking different than different eras and everything else. And just, you know, he was so impactful. He hit different eras, he hit different generations, he hit every single fucking culture imaginable. If I think about, just off the top of my head, and I'm not Filipino, but Philippine people in general, there's no basketball player in the history of sports that they fuck with more than Kobe, you know? And now with the grain of salt, I'm seeing people pay their respects all over LA. And I know I should focus on only being positive, but like I said, here comes a grain of salt. I got to call it as I see it. You know, I've seen some murals go up. Most of them have been awesome. Especially that playground in the Philippines. The thing is just fucking crazy. Some of these people are just really fucking doing amazing things. And then they're doing it because they're huge fucking fans as well. But you know what, man? Some of these people also don't have the fucking most genuine intentions. Some of these people don't have the most genuine intentions. All right. And they're using it to further their careers. And that's just fucking low-key sickening. It's actually high-key sickening. Fuck that. It's one thing that you're showing off your talent that you can draw and paint because you have that talent and you also loved Kobe so much. You're a huge fan. Maybe you did it for a person who was an enormous fan at least. And people are like, oh, who's not a fan? But for real, like at least like, it's a whole other thing if you just barely, you knew he existed, he was a great player, but you didn't really know much about his career and you didn't know actually, what he was, to the basketball community, like for real. I mean, like to really just at least know, and some of these, I just, because I've done my little research and things and stuff and kind of just like, and that's just by chance. But I seen a business put a mural up in front of their car shop on a popular street. And, I saw it yesterday or the day before yesterday. And then right when I went up and then I seen it and it's on the news and whatever. And I seen the dude and it was just like that painted it. He was saying his thing. And I was just like, all right, I don't know, dog. You know what? And then I passed by it yesterday and I see them going super heavy on the advertising, which, like, oh, take advantage. But like, don't take advantage of someone's death for your own good when you weren't like that deep into, you never motherfucking watched, more than fucking 40 games in your life. And 40 is not a lot. I'm going to be real with you. That ain't shit. Kobe's career, Kobe played fucking, 20 years? So you watch 2 years a game? 2 games a year? It's like this business that, there was a car shop that did this huge mural with him and Gianna in front. And it's like, they started putting a bunch of exotic cars, because I guess that's what they do. I don't know, but it's a bunch of exotic cars in front of their place and just the way they set it up. And it's like, yo, man, that wasn't the case a month ago, a week ago. Your place looked like a shitbox. You weren't putting the exotic cars out there like that. I don't know. It just fucking sucks, man. That's just how I feel, and that's what I'm going to say. Now, another thing, too, is I'm seeing a lot of ads on Instagram, on my timeline, of people selling Kobe shirts and Kobe patches and Kobe hats and things. And it's like, yo, man, I could already tell. These motherfuckers are giving up no money to the proceeds of his family, or but most importantly, to the Mamba Foundation or the GoFundMe pages to the people who actually lost their lives that weren't famous or anything else. And I'm sure they came. But just the other families, like, it's crazy. I'm seeing these T-shirts and it's like, bro, if you're not giving at least 50%, at the very least 50% of the proceeds to the Mamba Foundation, or at least something related to that, then you're a fucking piece of shit. Straight up. And the fucking insane increase in resale value of his kicks in the last few days is just fucking, it gives me a stomach ache, But really, it happened in the first 24 hours of his death. It got fucking bad. All right. And it's just really fucked up. It's just a scumbag shit, fucking greedy behavior. And, I got to commend Riff LA, Riff Los Angeles, one of the best fucking sneaker fucking consignment shop, supreme vape consignment shop in the world. They got the best. Everyone else is just copying. They did it right. They've been around forever. I'm so glad I'm involved with this place. And I'm saying it because I'm involved. Because if they're doing some bullshit, I would call them out. People don't realize that I call my mom out. I don't give a fuck who it is. I call everyone out. People should call me out too if they feel it. And when I come back and shit on you because you're wrong, okay, don't feel it. That's why I don't go there unless I'm like, I don't go for the slap. I go for the kill. But Riff LA took down all their Kobe inventory, and they had a shitload. They took all their Kobe shoes. And again, they had a lot of fucking Kobe shoes, okay? Jeff, the owner of Riff, was a fucking huge Kobe fan. And he did that because, they want to do the honorable thing. Like the people are just getting out there trying to resell shit, fuck up, the whole game and do all this. And he's like, no, I can't no parts of this, man. This ain't it, So they're going to build a really dope Kobe display, like a showcase of Kobe. And I'm going to put some shit in there. I had I have some Kobe undefeated ones that they're patent leather, they're purple. There was 100 pairs made. I think they're worth like maybe like almost 10 grand or something. Now they're going for 50, and I ain't gonna sell them. Fuck, I don't need the money, man. But yeah, listen, Rift's gonna put back their shoes when the time is right, until further notice. But right now, it's just them clout clock hours right now. All right. And listen, I've been rocking Kobe's. Motherfuckers who've been following me. Instagram been around since 2011. Okay. I've been rocking Kobe's since then, since 2012. My favorite Kobe's are the 8s. Okay. The Kobe 8s, the Easters, the Christmas joints, the What the Kobe's 8s were my favorite. They're all over my social media. You see pictures of me rocking the fucking, the Kobe 8s and whatever. And just, the back in 2012, 2013. But the Grinches were my favorite Kobe of all time. That's just, in fact, one of my favorite shoes ever. And now the prices of all those shoes I just mentioned are up 700 to 1,000% marked up. Fuck it. Do you, I guess. It's crazy. On the other end, Trill Establishment, and those are the guys that made the NBA shorts I rocked at Complex Con. I can't tell you how many motherfucking people asked me about them shorts. The fuck shorts was fresh as fuck. They made some Laker shorts, and the timing sounds crazy, right? But if you know to make quality shit, it just doesn't. You can't just know how fucking fast your fashion is. You can't do it like that. Especially some of these people don't have the resources that Fashion Nova has or whatever. But anyways, I talked about this with Trill Establishment months ago. At least 3 or 4 months ago, we talked about. I was like, "Yo, what's up with Laker shorts? Why don't you guys do this? You do." But they're from the Bay, and I got it. But I just looked at my DMs and the timestamps, and when you look at the timestamp of these, well, I don't know if I'm going to release a text, but, we talked about this months ago, and what's fucking crazy is last Friday night, the owner of Trill Establishment hit me up, and he goes, "Yo, I finally got these Laker shorts. They're dope as fuck. I'm going to send them tomorrow." He sent me them out on Saturday. I got them on my birthday on Monday, but he's like, "Listen, it's only right that you're a big Laker fan. You wanted these, and obviously we want to sell them. It's only right that you name them." So on Saturday night, I'm like, "Yo, man, let's call these motherfuckers the Nick Van Exel Swingman shorts," because I love Nick Van Exel and he's a Laker. And I said Nick Van Exel because I didn't want to make it so obvious by naming everything Kobe, because everything is Kobe. But then fucking, not even 12 hours later, Kobe passes away. And this was like, our DMs were like at midnight, like 1 a.m. and shit. And Kobe passes away, 9 hours later. It's like, what the fuck? So I should just changed everything. Okay. There's no possible way you can name this anything but Kobe, the Kobe shorts, the Black Mamba shorts, whatever. And there's no clout chase involved with these guys. They really had this plan. We can, release whatever, but it's just, these guys are dope, man. They make some really great shorts. I'm wearing them right now. There's some dope dudes out of the Bay Area. I'm sure, obviously huge Golden State Warrior fans, which is cool with me. I don't give a fuck. But make sure you check them out. The shorts are on my story. Man. Kobe has affected so many of us, and mostly those who never even got to meet him, But to me, the Me Too movement basically had to get their little chime. They had to get their little jabs in, And once the Me Too movement caught wind of the GOAT passing, it's like this stupid ass bitch Rachel Evan Woods had to tweet some negative shit. And you know what? People are like, "Oh, well, what's up with the name calling and everything else?" No, bitch. I'm gonna tell you why. There's the name calling. All right, it's not bullying, bitch. It's what it is. It's truth. Okay. She tweets, "Oh, it's tragic, the death of Kobe, but let's not forget that he was a rapist." Bitch, what? And then she said she goes, "Oh, well, along with his great legacy, that can also coexist simultaneously with his rape convictions," or whatever. Okay, bitch, hold on, bitch. Check me out. Hold up. Yeah, if he did rape her, yeah, okay. But he didn't. And more importantly, he wasn't convicted. And more importantly, fuck you, stupid ass bitch. You got a picture of you and Woody Allen who fucking molested his stepdaughter, okay? Or his adopted, where the fuck it was. She had it, "Oh, well, I didn't even know about Woody. No, I would never work with Woody." Bitch, shut the fuck up, okay? Now listen, the girl who accused Kobe in Colorado, 15, 16 years ago. Fuck that bitch. All right. The slut, the druggie. You can call me a bully again for the name calling, but I'm calling a spade a spade. She had previous and current drug problems when this case was going on. She had her drinking issues. Her best friend of her entire life, threw her under the bus and basically broke down all that shit that she had, all the crazy shit, that her intentions, everything. And more importantly, this bitch had 3 different men's semen in her. Okay, she had different man's semen prior to Kobe. She had it after, because it was like during mixed. And then it's like, hold on, bitch, you had after. She talking about, well, no, I didn't have sex. I didn't have clean underwear, so I switched underwear with another girl. Bitch, what the fuck? Are you really? You switched underwear with another bitch who had some semen in her underwear? Like, get the fuck out of here. You wouldn't even go on the stand, which, listen, the state was ready to battle it regardless. They wouldn't need you to go on the stand. There's a lot of big cases where the victim doesn't go on the stand and testify. But you know what? The state didn't want to fucking continue because you know what? They didn't have enough evidence. They didn't have a case. They couldn't do shit with or without your help. They were ready to go, but then they couldn't because they didn't have shit. So Evan Rachel Wood, why bring up that bruise? More importantly, yes, if you're going to mention, a legend, and like, if they have some bad shit in their history, sure, man, bring it out, even though he's done so much fucking good for the world, but do it and get the fucking facts straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she said he was a cheater, okay, you know what, don't forget, Kobe Bryant's a cheater. He cheated on his wife and had sex with a girl. Listen, man, it still would have been shitty if he said, oh, he's a cheater. Like, bitch, you said all that. You said he's a rapist 2 hours after he died. Like, what kind of timing do you have? But again, if you were to say, oh, well, let's just say the death of Kobe Bryant was so tragic, but let's not forget he cheated on his wife. Like, okay, bitch, you know what? You're corny as fuck. And let me tell you something. That tweet would have hit way different. It would have been a whole different thing. And people wouldn't have been at your throat like this, and the other fucking people are like, you shouldn't silence, women who are a victim of rapes. No, bitch, okay, but this ain't about that, because he didn't fucking rape nobody. All right, that's like calling someone a murderer who actually only slapped the shit out of someone. Do you know how fucking far different it is from being a murderer and slap the fuck out of someone? You know what I mean? To where everyone got hurt, your hand hurt, they hurt. You felt crazy. You slapped the soul out of somebody. That ain't murdering somebody, okay? You rape somebody and assault them and shit and everything else, but really what happened was it was consensual, and you look at the fucking court records, interview the attorneys and everything, and cheating, it's so fucking different. And she wasn't even the only one. Evan Rachel Wood, there was reporters and shit that went out there, and it just some comedian tried to say some shit. It's not funny. It's fucked up. Like, listen, I'm all for defending anyone who's been raped or anything, but the timing, man, on this fucking death, man, fuck. But on some positive shit, I just felt so shitty over the last few days. I couldn't, obviously I could pinpoint it. I was just really confused, obviously relating to just losing, someone who, just, man, because of Kobe, I even apologized to Kendrick Perkins, all right? And to all those who know my history with Kendrick, me and Kendrick Perkins have been going back and forth for 7 years, okay? Maybe even 8 years. We've been talking shit to each other in person, on social media, at actual games. There was a time where me and him went and jaw-jacked all fucking game in an OKC Lakers game. We went fucking off. And then I was like, motherfucker, well, let's go. I don't give a fuck. Have you fucking, motherfucker, do you know where you are? You in LA, bro. We're in Staples Center. There's always going to be like fucking 50 Crips in this motherfucking place I grew up with. I said, motherfucker, we would jump your big ass. And I've had these confrontations with him. But he wrote this tweet apologizing to KD. He said, yo, KD, my bro, man. I don't know what I said, but please, man, accept my apology. I'm sorry. And it was just really unexpected. I was kind of taken back by it. And I saw it on my timeline. So I replied to him. I was like, hey, bro, this is some real stand-up shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you something real quick, bro. All that shit I ever said to you, about you, everything, I retract all that shit. I delete it, man. Listen, you a stand-up dude. And then he replied back, yo, man, it's all love, bro. No love lost. And then I replied back, I was like, nah, dog, listen, it was, I'm being childish. This is on me, whatever. And that whole beef was squashed right then and there. It's crazy, After some minutes later, like 30 minutes later, I said a tweet, something like, it's my birthday, I'm nearly 50 years old. And I just don't want to have negative energy out there anymore. So, like, to be truthful, I don't even remember the exact reason I hated LeBron so much. And you all know I'm the biggest LeBron hater in the world. So, and listen, I hated LeBron for a long time. And I had my specific reasoning. But, and I had a few reasons. I just can't remember. And, and that's the most important part. Like, it's like, it's not significant anymore. And Kobe and everyone else is kind of like, boom, it's like, it's just fucking stupid. So I publicly just put it out there. Like, listen, I'm not going to slander LBJ anymore, ever. I've accepted, he's a fucking Laker and I bleed purple and gold and it's just fucking, it's crazy. I said that shit, Kobe's like already helped me, bring out the positive behavior I didn't even know existed inside of me. But like I said on some other tweets, or like I was telling people, I was like, oh man, I really love this person. This person's dope, boom, whatever. Just a lot of positive shit. It was all real. And 4 different dudes texted me, friends of mine. They're like, yo, bro, were you hacked? Was your Twitter account hacked? I'm like, go fuck yourselves, man. The talks of Kobe funeral are looking like it's going to be at the LA Memorial Coliseum. And obviously the Coliseum could hold 100,000 people there, whereas Staples can only hold about 30,000, which is already ridiculous. They did Nipsey's thing there, which was fucking amazing. But now a majority of me is like, fuck, I need to go and rep for my dog one last time. But damn, that social anxiety, not the social anxiety, just the anxiety and then the fucking, not that, my colitis is acting, everything is cool. Depend on that day. I don't know, hopefully I don't need to drink any coffee. I don't know. I always get that nervous energy. It's 100,000 people inside there. There's going to easily be 250,000 people outside. It's just going to be overwhelming like a motherfucker. Traffic's going to be worse than anything anyone's ever fucking seen in the world. So we'll see. But until then, Kobe, God bless you, bro. I miss you. Thank you just for inspiring me. Thank you for being just such great, just being a great thing for the world. More than just a person, more than just everything, being a God. God bless Gianna. God bless Vanessa Bryant, and her 3 daughters that are living. It's just, fuck, man. My prayers and condolences go out to all the families who lost someone on that helicopter, and to all the kids who are now, well, not all, but there's 2 kids now who are now orphans because they lost both their parents in that crash. Let's take a 24-second moment of silence for Kobe Bryant and all the victims of that crash. What up, guys? So Quip, makers of the Quip electric toothbrush, wants you to know the one single discovery that matters most for your dental care is simply this. If you have good habits, you are good. That means brushing for 2 minutes twice a day and flossing regularly, no matter what brand you use. Quip makes that simple, starting with an electric toothbrush, refillable floss, and anti-cavity toothpaste. Quip's electric brush has sensitive sonic vibrations with a built-in timer and a 30-second pulse to guide a full and even clean. The Quip floss dispenser comes with a pre-marked string to help you use just enough. Plus, Quip delivers fresh brush heads, floss, and toothpaste refills to your door every 3 months with free shipping. So your routine is always right. Join over 3 million healthy mouths and get Quip today, starting at $25. And if you go to getquip.com/baller right now, you'll get your first refill for free. That's your first refill free at getquip.com/baller, spelled GETQUIP.com/baller. Quip, the good habits company. So now we're going to continue on with this She-EO series. And I got a lady on today's episode who is just awesome. Her name is Jen Meyer. And coming from such a powerful family and being a real Angelino born and raised in LA, and her family's powerful globally. You know, dad is fucking big dog. She's truly one of the most humble people I know. She never ever flosses like her bags or fucking watch. Like she sells jewelry, but not like crazy, like 40, 50 or 100,000. She doesn't sell jewelry like me. It's but it's real jewelry. It's not costume. She doesn't floss her clothes, her home, and believe me, she got it. She just, she was raised right. She has a successful women's jewelry brand, and I'm so hyped to talk about her business and how she got started. And sometimes it just runs in the blood, success and everything. And this again is perfect because I want to gain more female listeners. I'm on that girl dad movement. So Miles, man, if we can get a little Lakey intro from my girl Jen Meyer. Welcome to Behind the Baller. We have a very special guest on today's show. She is definitely a She-EO. Please give it up for Jennifer Meyer.
Oh, thank you.
Is it just Jen Meyer or are you Jennifer Meyer? Is it?
You can choose.
Okay. But like I know you as Jen, right?
Yes, you do.
So Jen, listen, just straight up, jump right into it.
Great.
Tell the people where you are from.
Los Angeles, California.
You were born and raised here?
Born and raised, born at Cedars-Sinai Hospital.
Oh shit, you're born at Cedars-Sinai.
I sure am.
Born and raised.
Yep.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Crossroads. Graduated from Crossroads.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you go there from kindergarten? I mean, from the whole time? Or?
No, I did kindergarten. I did elementary at Carl Thorpe. I did junior high at Brentwood.
Okay.
Brentwood kindly asked me to leave. And I did high school 9th through 12th at Crossroads.
That is crazy. That's
I've been everywhere.
Yeah, you know what? Just totally random. You went to Crossroads High School.
Yeah.
My blood cousin Stephanie, she went to Crossroads, and she went there like from like 4th grade or 5th grade, and then she went there. And I remember super random memory.
Okay.
She was graduating. It was 8th grade graduation.
Got it.
And I go to Crossroads, and I remember I go with my aunt, and this is my cousin. Half my family is Jewish. It's super random, right? So she's half. She's Polish Jew, and she's Korean. But because the father made the mom convert, and the mom boom. So basically, that it's very weird to have Korean like bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, and stuff. Her sisters went to Stephen S. Wise, and then she went to Buckley, and then my other cousins went to Buckley. It was just random. This is like, listen, okay, we didn't grow up in that kind of household. Like I was in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Like they went to. So I'm there, and I don't say I get starstruck, but when you see someone like, I'm 47, so I had a different era of growing up, and I see Goldie Hawn pull up in a Ferrari, like right into a spot, and she walks in. I was like, what the fuck is Goldie Hawn doing here? And she's like, her daughter's graduating with me. And I was like, oh shit, that's the girl from Wildcats, because Goldie was like,
Best movie ever, by the way.
For those of you who don't know, because I have so many young fans, Goldie Hawn was an enormous actress in the 80s. It's pretty crazy.
If people who are listening to this don't know Goldie Hawn, they better go do some research because it doesn't get doper than Goldie Hawn.
Nah, she's
let's be honest.
Hilarious. Dude, Wildcats is so crazy. So you went to Crossroads, and so you grew up with, you did, right? With Kate or no?
Kate and I went to Carl Thorpe to elementary school together.
Oh,
and
shit.
Ollie.
Okay. Oh, Ollie. Fuck, I haven't seen Ollie in so long.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so fucking crazy.
Kate and Ollie are my oldest friends in the world.
LA is such a small place.
Yes.
And even though Kate went to school with Stephanie, my cousin, I don't know if they were even cool or, I mean, I'm sure a small class. I met Kate randomly through Josh Richmond, which was really weird. And we're at Cafe Med, which I miss so much.
Oh, the best.
Oh my God. So I'm at Cafe Med, Sunset Plaza. And my best friend, who we were living together at the time, not anything like that, but China Chow. China Chow was shooting a Tommy Hilfiger campaign with Aaliyah, and Kate was in it as
Best
well.
campaign.
Yeah. Oh, so you remember that? Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So like 97-ish, 96-ish.
yeah.
And she shot it, boom. And then she's like, oh, it's Kate. And then I think Kate started kind of acting then, boom. And I didn't really know much or anything. But wow, what a sweet girl. Like, what a the nicest person in the world. And then she ended up being like enormous A-list actress on her own. Yeah. It's crazy.
Amazing.
So you're born and raised in LA.
Born and raised.
The last 48 hours has been a fucking dark cloud, a nightmare. Like, I want to wake up from it and like realize that it was just a bad dream, but it's actually reality. We lost the greatest basketball player of not just our era. I really truly feel like he was the greatest basketball player of our time, right? You're a Laker fan. Come on.
Born and raised in LA, of course.
What was going through your mind the minute you heard the news about him?
Listen, I think when you hear news like that, it hits close to home for everybody. You think this isn't true. This is a bad rumor. How many awful rumors have you heard about people that aren't true and things like that? And then you realize something like that is true. And, it's devastating. I mean, there are no words to put to it. It's absolutely heartbreaking for Vanessa and those beautiful children of hers and the families involved. And I think that I think all of LA and I think the world was just heartbroken and is heartbroken. I think it's unimaginable.
Okay. Shock value though. Do you remember when, and it's so random, I'm not going to give anybody a fucking geographical area where we are right now, but like I made Joy for Michael Jackson, right? Mm-hmm. The most random shit ever. We met down the street from here at this cafe.
Wow.
Over by that gas station. If you kind of like know what I'm talking about, there's like a weird random cafe.
I mean, we are in Los Angeles.
Yeah. But why the fuck would Michael Jackson want to meet it? Anyways, going on, when he passed away,
yeah,
I was shocked. I grew up with his music and everything else. And there was still social media, there's MySpace, whatever. And there was Twitter actually. Tell me this wasn't maybe the craziest thing you ever heard. Like, didn't it just shock you? Like put you, like stop you in your place and be like, wait a second, let me think about this for a minute.
Of course. I mean, listen, there is, I don't even know how to put it into words, and I almost don't even feel comfortable putting into words. I just know that, there's young children involved, and that is just where you are shattered for the families that have to endure such a nightmare. And I think that, putting that aside, I think Kobe Bryant, it just seems invincible. He was just, a bright light for people, and especially in this city and growing up. I mean, we were talking about it for a second, but I remember I was sitting on the floor when Kobe hit his 81-point game.
I'm so jealous.
And I will never forget that feeling of feeling like, oh, I'm in the presence of a basketball god.
Right.
And we were all just on our feet, screaming, yelling. It was like the whole, place was just like electrifying.
Yeah. The energy in there after about halftime. The first half was, no one knew what was going to happen.
Right, of
course.
course.
The second half, the energy inside Staples, I remember seeing the concession person. By the way, you guys remember I did an emergency podcast a couple days ago on my birthday, unfortunately. And I talked about how that first and last time I've ever sat in the nosebleeds because of these kids. And I bought 11 tickets. No one really knew that it was going to be what it was. And then me sitting up there is kind of funny. But the concession, we were so high up that the concession guy wouldn't come to us. We had to get the caramel popcorn from someone like a little bit one section below. But even that person was paying attention. Those guys don't pay attention to the games. They're there to sell water, sell whatever. They were into it because it was like your witness. So I'm so jealous, fuck you, that you're on the floor.
Thank you.
But the energy was crazy, right? Like everyone was going nuts.
Listen, it was the best game I've ever been to in my life. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
It was pretty incredible. But it's a heartbreaking time for, it's just a heartbreaking time.
You remember LA Showtime? Magic,
Of course.
that era, you know, the Forum. I remember going to the games at the Forum. And,
Yep.
you know, that energy was, you couldn't replace it. And then they did during that 2000, 2001, 2002, you know, the three-peat era was just, it was insane, right? You being a mom, like, listen, when I heard he died, I was like, okay, shit, boom. And then, you know, there's so many mutual friends and me without being invasive or being rude, you know, I'm trying to figure out, like, I want to know what's going on, right? And I'm like, okay, boom. I have people who live in Newport Beach, in Newport Coast, in that community, boom. They're like, hey, you know, we saw Kobe with kids get into a car. That car is obviously going straight to the heliport lot to go to Thousand Oaks, you know, and people don't realize how, when you're in a helicopter, you can literally fly over shit so quick. They were literally 5 minutes away from Mamba facility. You know, it's like they're in Calabasas. It's, you know, so when I heard that that, you know, Gianna had died, it went from bad to worse, right? And I immediately stopped thinking about Kobe. I stopped thinking about the daughter. And I thought about, damn, could you imagine if, God forbid, I'm just saying, even my wife said the same thing. And it's crazy how many goosebumps I have. But imagine, like, you get the news that your husband dies or your whatever. And when your child, like, what the fuck? Like,
Listen, all I can say is, as a mother, my heart breaks and goes out to all those families and everybody who is involved, because it's not even something as a mother or a father you want to put into words about the unimaginable.
right.
And you just have to pray for those families. You have to pray for their healing, and you have to pray for the sisters and the brothers who lost their siblings. I mean, there's just, I don't even know how to speak about it, because I don't, it's so far out of my understanding of emotion, thank God. And I just pray for them. And it's the unimaginable, and it's devastating, and it's, you know, listen, I'm a daddy's girl. I live for my dad. He is my best friend, and I would follow him in anywhere. My dad says, do this. Great. Jump how high? Like, you know, there's just, you know, you just, so anyway, it's the unimaginable. And again, my heart goes out to them in the deepest, deepest, deepest way. And as time goes on, these families will need more support and more help. And these other families, you know, I was on a GoFundMe page just last night. It's like 2 children are orphaned. There are no words.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm lost. Wait a second. There are two there's a mom and dad on the plane?
So listen, this is a whole other world of stuff, of just everything that, you know, yes, there was a mom and dad and a daughter on the and they have two other children.
I didn't know that there was actual a couple. I thought there was like a mom, there was a dad, there was a mom, I didn't know there were actually 2 parents that were married. Oh my fucking God.
Anyway, you know what? Listen, tragedies are tragedies, and your heart breaks for families that have to suffer. And I think that it's heartbreaking, and for the mothers and for the parents, and so there are no words. I can say that the little I know Vanessa, she has been the loveliest human ever to me, and you know, I pray for their family every single second. And I can say on the flip side, because obviously this is a tragedy beyond tragedies. You know, Kobe Bryant just brought so much joy to the city of Los Angeles. And he really, you know, made people smile, and look at the incredible things he did for children and for this city. I mean, he's amazing. So,
and his work was continuing with the camps.
Absolutely.
Like, he was about to fucking open more camps and like doing all this work for kids.
And
it's fucking nuts.
And you see like people's reaction. Like, it's amazing to have that impact on people and bring that joy out in people. And I think that legacy will live on forever. You know, it really will. And I think that the Lakers are an amazing organization, and they will honor him in the most beautiful way possible.
All right. Let's get into your boss lady status.
All right. Thank you.
What does your day look like? Like, honestly, like on a regular basis, though, what does your day look like? Like, when does it start? When does it end?
Well, I would say it starts about 6:45 in the morning. Well, I have 2 kids.
No, I hear you.
You know?
I'm right there with you.
Right. They got to get up. They got to get ready. And so it starts about 6:45 where we are getting everything together. We're getting, do you have your homework, getting lunches together, making sure everybody's eating breakfast. I'm sure at some point it's get off your iPad and eat your breakfast.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's literally identical. Like it's a mirror story. Like I say the same shit.
I mean, I don't let my kids have any social media or anything like that right now, but my son is almost 11 and my daughter's 13, but they've started to do this thing called TikTok. Oh my God.
I don't really know TikTok.
Okay, well, we're not going to get into it, but TikTok is all they care about. So it's a lot of that. It's out of the house by 8 a.m., 2 school drop-offs, but I do one and then the other. So it's on the way.
That sucks.
It's a lot, but you know what? It's actually, I find in the morning, I let them listen to whatever music they want and we get great conversation in. I learn everything about the day before. It's such a nice time for me and the kids. I mean, it really
Why
is.
don't you have them at the same school, just out of curiosity?
They are at the same school except for my son is at the elementary campus and my daughter's at the high school campus.
I understand.
So they'll be at the same campus next year, so it'll make my life easier. So I take them both to school. My son sometimes still likes me to walk him in. So I get them both in. After that, if I'm lucky, I get a workout in, which is really not that often anymore, even though I need to focus on that. It's
Same.
2020.
Same.
Good to take care of yourself so you're good for everybody else.
Right.
Come home, jump in a shower. Sometimes I get a bunch of emails done here or my phone calls, or I go straight into the office, usually have a lunch meeting. I don't know. The day is work. The day is all work. And then I try and get home by 4:30 or 5.
Same.
So I can be home when the kids get home, do homework with them, have early dinner with them, hear about their day, do the thing with them, blah, 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 get them ready for, not that they're at an age where I need to literally get them ready for bedtime, but just sort of be around while they're doing everything.
Excuse my ignorance. I'm sorry, because my oldest son is almost 8, right?
Yeah.
And he's just starting to kind of your kids can shower by themselves, right?
Yes.
Or,
it all changes. You don't think they're ever going to do anything
Jesus
themselves.
Christ, man.
And now they do all these things themselves. It's actually crazy. It's amazing.
Do they ever in the morning, are there ever mornings where they're like, I don't want to go to school today? Do they ever say that to you?
Of course.
Oh,
what do
okay.
you mean?
I don't know. I thought
No. When they were younger, it was a lot harder, but now it's I don't want to go to school. I'm like, well, it's really just not an option.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Get dressed, let's go. And, so I try and get home so I have that time with them. And there's still, listen, work doesn't end for me at that hour.
No
There's
shit.
still
Of
emails
course.
and calls
Yeah.
and all kinds of things happening, And then, probably half the week I stay home with them at night. And then half the week I'm an adult and like to go out and have fun.
Good for you.
Yeah.
What
Balance.
what time would you say roughly their bedtime is?
Oh God, this is a constant fight with them at this point. I think they're we're about 9 o'clock at this
that's
point.
pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
My kids are at 8:30, yeah.
Yeah.
It might extend. Well, on the weekends, they can kind of stay up to 9:30, 10, but...
Totally. And my daughter has sleepovers and my son tries to get in on the sleepovers and the weekends are a little bit of more of a free-for-all.
My son is addicted to a game called Roblox and this other game called Minecraft. And they play these games on their phone. And my son somehow figured out how to get face recognition on his phone.
Oh my God.
To his face.
Oh God.
So, okay, be honest. I have an accountant, you have an accountant, whatever, and I have a wealth advisor, whatever. You're not looking at the grocery things and whatever. I mean, I'm just being honest, right? You don't look at the shit. And then I got the Apple Card. And the new Apple Card is connected to your phone and looking at it. And I was like, wait a second, what the fuck? $238. What did I buy from the Apple? Apple.
Of course.
And I look and he bought all these, you could buy Robux. It's dollars for the video game. And I'm like, I didn't know what to do. My dad would have killed me if I spent $20. It's he spent, and it's just crazy. These kids are so hip and they're so fucking.
Well, my daughter didn't get a phone till last year, till she was 12, and she was the last one. And she was like, Mom, this is come on. So I gave her my old phone, I refused to go buy them brand new phones. I refused to give them Instagram. I refused to do any of this stuff. So I'm pushing that off as long as humanly possible. for Christmas, her old phone broke. I mean, really, my oldest phone ever. It finally broke, and it's actually made my life a lot easier her having a phone because I can text her if she's on a play date or she's at school, and
Right.
whatever. It's actually really helpful. But her phone broke, and so for Christmas that's all she asked for. She's just like, I need sweatpants and a new phone because my phone doesn't work. So I bought her sweatpants, and then. So my other old phone, so I wrapped my other old phone for her and put it under the Christmas tree. And she was like, did you wrap your old phone for me? I was like, that phone cost me like $700, $800. You're not getting a brand new phone. So if you don't want that phone for Christmas, guess what? You don't have to have it. She's like, oh, no. I'll take it.
Jen, I'm like blown away right now because I feel so bad. Like my 2.5-year-old daughter has an iPhone 10. I feel terrible. It's like, and my other kids have, the iPhone 10s, and oh my God. Anyways.
You can reel it in now. You can reel it in.
No, for sure. And what people don't realize too is when the kids go to sleep, at that time, Asia begins. Sometimes even at midnight, then I have Europe that begins. I'm saying with emails and other talks and everything else. I'm like, damn, I don't know if your business is international. I'm pretty sure. Because I remember some people from different countries have asked me, oh, you know that Jen Meyer? And they've even asked me about Anita or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So it's like, you guys don't get it, man. We don't come home at 7 and be like, all right, the day's done. That shit is not at all whatsoever. Sometimes the day just begins at that point, like, because they might have an issue at school that day or whatever. But
I do find though that each day that I honestly, I mean, it might sound cliche, but each day that I take the time and I just prioritize the kids and I give them some undivided attention, then everything just seems to run a little smoother.
I agree. My wife is definitely on the tail end. Like she's the one who does the homework and stuff. And my sons have been giving my wife shit about it. Like, hey, how come dad's was on a plane or certain things? So I canceled all my trips for this month.
Nice. Good job.
I'm taking them. Thank you. I'm taking them to New York City at the end of this month because they've been everywhere. But I wanted to wait till Kaya, my youngest, could speak, like have a conversation before she sees the Statue of Liberty, before we go to Serendipity, before we go to Central Park and take pictures, before she goes to, I wanted her to be able to do that. And that's so we're doing that. And I promised that I wouldn't get on a plane this month. So I canceled 4 trips this month.
Oh my God.
Because I need it, because they're starting to understand it's fucking up. So when did you get into the jewelry business?
About 14 years ago, I would say.
That's crazy shit. What made you want to? What made you want to get into jewelry and design jewelry and everything?
Honestly, I had no idea what I was doing. I know you didn't either. Didn't come from didn't go to design school. Didn't had no business background, and I just decided I always wanted to make jewelry, and I was kind of embarrassed about it because I didn't know what I was doing, and my boyfriend at the time, Toby, was who was saying, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? And because I was like, I feel like I want to figure this out. I want to figure this out. And he said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to design jewelry, but there's no way I could do that. I don't know how to do that. And he was like, do or do not, there is no try. What is that? That like Star Wars quote? And I was like, oh, great. Anyway,
what was your first step? Like,
I literally started going downtown or to Beverly Hills or to Culver City, and if it said jeweler on a door, I knocked on the door and went in. I had no idea that there was like a cost of gold or like diamonds were this or I didn't know anything. So I had an idea for a leaf, and a couple people were like, no, that we're not going to make it. And then a couple people were like, we'll try. And one person would charge me, I had saved a very certain amount of money, and I figured, okay, what better to blow your money on than a dream, but very small amount, because I had asked for help from my dad. I was like, I want to start a jewelry company. He's like, good luck. I was like, well, could you maybe help me out a little? And he's like, hell no. He's like, that sounds insane. You have a great job at Ralph Lauren. I was like, okay. So I saved my own money and I just figured it out. One person would charge me $200 for a mold and the other person would charge me $400. And I was like, so I started doing the math and figuring it out.
And then you also understand later on in life, because I came across one of your old employees randomly through when I was expanding my factory. I remember literally I had one guy who was done. This is before when I was like outsourcing. And then I had one guy finally on full time who was a diamond setter. And then when we expanded to, I have 11 diamond setters in my own personal factory now. One of the guys was like, oh, I did work for Jen Meyer. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So that's good. He's a Mexican dude. He showed me stuff. But isn't it funny how
You'll have to give me his name later, and I'll let you know if he how he did.
you know, like when you look at like diamond setting,
Yeah.
the average price to like let's say pave set, right, could be anywhere from $3 to $6 in LA, right? In New York City, it's anywhere from $8 to $11. In London and Paris, it's anywhere from like 15 to 20. It's for one fucking stone. You know, imagine like there could be. I have thousands of stone. You could little tiny piece could be whatever. Like when you started getting the hang of it, how the hell did you get into Barney's and all these big ass accounts?
I really have to tell you, like, ignorance is bliss in a way. At the time that I did it, there was no Instagram. The internet was like kind of there, you know, people weren't really selling online yet or doing things. So it was very small. So the good news was when I started, I really did it from everything like in my heart and my head. I didn't have inspiration. You know what I mean? With other jewelers. I think a lot of people now take a lot of quote unquote inspiration from other people. And
you mean steal?
Well, anyways, you use whatever word you want. I think people take a lot of inspiration, and so there's a lot of similarities. So when I did what I did at the time, nobody else was really doing what I was doing. So that was great. I feel like I stood out. I didn't know I did. I just knew I was making something that I really wanted to make. I literally got into Barney's because I wanted to be in Barney's. And Barney's to me was the Mecca. That was it. Once you got into Barney's, you made it.
Rest in peace, Barney's. Like the saddest thing in the world.
Devastating. So I literally said to everyone I knew, hey, do you know someone that works at Barney's? Hey, do you know someone that works at Barney's? People were like, what? No. I was like, okay. One day I asked the right person.
Oh, man.
I said, do you know anyone who works at Barney's? And she said, oh, yeah, my friend Julie. She's actually coming into town this weekend. I said, could you ask her if she'll ever look at my jewelry? I had like 7 pieces. I mean, literally nothing. And she said, yeah, I'll ask her. Okay. So she called me. She goes, oh, my friend Julie will meet you Saturday at 4:00 at Fred's, which is the restaurant at Barney's. Okay, cool. I went to go meet her. I didn't know who this woman was. I put each piece in a Ziploc bag because I thought, okay, the chains won't tangle. This is perfect.
Right.
I went and had a meeting with her. I was like, so what do you do at Barney's? I thought I was meeting with like the jewelry manager or something. So her name's Julie Gilhart. She ran Barney's.
I know who she is.
Okay. Thank God I didn't know. I would have had a panic attack. And I showed her my jewelry. She called me that night and said, I'm staying at the Sunset Tower Hotel. I have a birthday party for Albert, who's the designer for Lanvin. I want to give him one of your necklaces, the wishbone. I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't have any packaging or anything. So I had like a little old Chinese pouch, you know, those little silk, like colorful. I put it in there. I go to the front desk. She's standing there. I hand her an invoice. I mean, what's wrong with me? Someone was like, you handed her an invoice for a gift for no. Okay. Well, I was like, well, I don't have money to make more.
No, I get it.
So I handed her an invoice. I put it in a little Chinese pouch. And then I got a call from Barney saying, we really want to carry your jewelry. We're going to give it a shot. And that was the beginning of Barney's, literally.
Because I remember even going to Madison, you know, going to Central Park, the flagship store.
Yeah.
And I remember walking in and like, for those of you who know, you don't know, there's so many places you can shop. There's certain things. It is impossible. It is virtually impossible for me to either go to the Madison Central Park location or go to Beverly Hills and not buy something. There's always something fucking phenomenal. They had a great buyer there. All the shit was curated so well, from even men's streetwear to the fine ranch shit. My sister damn near lived there. She had so much. She had a great relationship with them. But going on, I walked into the New York location. I remember this is like not even that long ago, but it was like when I was shooting my reality show, maybe like 2012 or 13. And I was like, oh shit, Jennifer Meyer, you know, boom. And I was like, oh goddamn, boom. And then going into even their smaller stores and seeing it, I was like, oh wow. And I know you're in other stuff, but that was just really cool because that was like, again, that is the Mecca. That's that's it, you know, like.
It was amazing for many, many, many years. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah.
If you weren't doing jewelry and you weren't in the jewelry business, what do you think you'd be doing today?
Oh my God. Well, I went to school for child and family psychology, so I really like psychology.
Where'd you go to college?
Syracuse.
Oh, you went to Syracuse?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, I know you were Orange, man. That's crazy.
I did go to Syracuse. That is a good question that I haven't thought. I mean, listen, I'm really involved with Baby to Baby, the charity, which is absolutely amazing, and it's such an incredible. I sit on the board, and it's such an incredible charity to be a part of. So I love, charitable work.
Can you tell me that's Kelly Sawyer's thing, or is
Yeah.
it? Can you please or elaborate on that, please?
Listen, Baby to Baby, it's, I don't even want to give numbers because it's such an astonishing amount of numbers, but women right now are choosing between feeding their children and buying new diapers. I mean, that's as basic as it gets. So you can't even imagine it. So these women we've talked to are literally, children are using their diapers and then they're cleaning out the diaper and then they're hanging them to dry and reusing the diaper. I mean, that's how bad it is. Women, men, women, children, Baby to Baby is providing basic essential needs for families, for underprivileged families. There are children who are going to school with their books and pencils in trash bags because they can't afford a backpack or a bag. I mean, last year we had a list of 75,000 children who all they wanted was a backpack. I mean, all they wanted was a backpack. So Baby to Baby is providing everything from cribs for safety, to sleep safely, to mattresses, to car seats, to baby wipes, to strollers, to, diapers. I mean, the amount of diapers that Huggies and Honest Company have donated through Baby to Baby, I mean, I think we were upwards of 30 million. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. So we've spoken to countless homeless women who were in shelters with their children and are saying, Baby to Baby is the reason why they were able to, move out and
fucking awesome.
provide for their children. And
that's amazing.
It's amazing. If you ever want to come down to the facilities and your wife, we would love to have you guys.
I mean, you know me, I'm daddy gang all day long.
I know.
So
it's amazing.
Backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
Are there any crazy stories about
about what?
About the clients that you deal with. Has there ever been a crazy story? You don't have to get names. I'm saying, has there been a crazy story about someone not paying you or just dealing with just Hollywood? You know what I'm saying? Is there anything about clients that you've had to do anything? If you don't, we'll go on to the next thing.
I have to say, I've been really, really lucky. For the most part, I have had the most incredible clients. I mean, truly. I mean, knock wood. Can I find wood somewhere? I mean, the most amazing clients. So I've had a few people where you're just like, you know what? I don't even care. Don't pay me.
Right.
Go. Bye.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Right.
It's
not worth the headache.
It's not worth the headache. You know what I mean? It really is not worth the headache, but it's very, very few and far between. So I'm pretty lucky that I've had a great group of people.
And that's amazing. I forgot to mention, congrats again on your store.
Thank you
on your
so
new store
much.
opening. It's been
Thank you.
a year.
Or God, are we going on 2 years almost? Year and a half?
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
So, by the way, you guys,
And you too. Congratulations on yours.
thank you so much. Everyone here that is listening to my show, you already know how much I love the Caruso Group. You know that I literally want someone to buy me the Grove, the entire property. I love the Americana even more. I haven't had time to check out the Palisades.
It's beautiful.
What's it called? The
Palisades Village.
Palisades Village.
It is like a little village.
So yeah, Jen Meyer has a store there. You could definitely check it out. But that's crazy. I definitely do want to check it out.
Anytime.
On a more personal thing. Well, not really personal. I don't know. You grew up in a Hollywood home, right? I mean, kind of. I mean, what was it like having such a powerful father?
I don't know. I mean, I just had a great dad who was just so present and amazing and hardworking and
But was he like a hard ass? Was he was he because he's
No, you know what? My dad was like me. I mean, so chill. He's so laid back, so easygoing. Just, don't piss him off.
That's so funny. Yeah, because I remember, even when I was in the music business and I was an executive, I would hear the name, even though it was totally separate, but it was kind of somewhat tied in because Universal was obviously one of the majors and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was reading up and just researching and stuff, but I never knew. Am I crazy? He was one of the founders of CAA?
He was. Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
He did.
And I remember this is sideways. Listen, you guys know I'm sideways Ben. I sidetrack and I fucking sidebar all day long. When I went to Beverly Hills High School, I remember the famous architect I.M. Pei.
Yep. He did the building.
Yeah, he designed the building. And I was like, holy shit, it's beautiful. Boom, at CAA. I was like, holy crap. So funny. I used to be represented by CAA and I got lost in the shuffle. I wasn't big enough for them. I was too small time for them. But that's crazy. Your dad also was a founder of that, and
Yep.
just like it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, with your dad being in that, did you ever have any dreams of becoming an actress? Like, was that ever
You know
cross
what?
your
My
mind?
mom was a casting director and my dad was obviously an agent. And I think when I was a little girl, I was like, I want to be an actress. And both of them were like, it's never, no way, not here. Don't do it. Not a chance. So I think I got shot down pretty quick. And no, I never, it was never, no, it wasn't an actual dream of mine.
That's so funny. Earlier you were saying your dad was like, "No, fuck that. You have a good job. I'm not supporting you on this," which is tough love or smart, whatever. It's crazy because I would think it'd be total opposite. You know, he'd be like, "Oh, fuck this. Here you go. Here's 10 million. You know, boom,
Oh
whatever."
my God. Not even 10 cents. I mean, he didn't give me, listen, I will tell you this. The way he helped me was the fact that he did not give me money to start my jewelry company was the best thing he ever could have done for me. Because when I started it, it was like I knew the value of every single cent that I was spending. I knew I didn't, people are like, so I'm starting a jewelry company. How many people should I hire? I'm like, what? I'm like, that was me alone FedExing, doing Word documents on my
For a long
living room
time.
floor, figuring it all out. Like you hire people when you can afford to hire people,
Right.
when you're making money. I don't know. That's just how I did it. So for me, the way he did that for me was actually so beneficial. Now, when I got my first, just to sidetrack and go backwards, when I did get my first Barney's order, I did not budget for that. So I called him and said, I have a problem. I don't know what to do. I got this amazing Barney's order. I think that it could be the start of like a really big turning point for my business.
Right.
I need X amount of dollars.
But you got there then. You know what I mean? It's
No,
different. yeah.
totally. But still, then you're asking for a lot of money to make the jewelry. And he lent me the money. And then within 6 months, I paid him back.
Did you resent him for not giving you the money at that first time?
Never.
Really? That's
Never.
amazing. You're fucking amazing.
Never.
I mean, being that you came from such a good home and a good background, and you're both your parents successful in doing it, I don't know. Like, you know, we've had enough conversations to where I know you well enough. We have a lot of mutual friends. How the fuck did you remain so humble? Because I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I was humble when I was broke as fuck, and I lived in Koreatown, and we were like in the hood. I just don't get
You
it.
are humble. I don't want to hear it. You have a thing about you, but I've known you for 20 plus years, and
I'm
you've
not
just always
humble.
been a great, nice guy and sweet
Don't
and
listen to
kind.
her. She's
Okay,
lying.
he's lying. Please. I don't know. You know what? Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. You know what? I just think that both my parents always worked really hard, and my dad made it clear that whatever he had, he would always. I could live with him forever. He would always like help me like with that kind of stuff. But like what he had wasn't mine. So in order for me to partake in anything that he had, I had to also work hard.
Hold on, let me stop you. You just hit a fucking crazy thing. So I've been reading more about, you know, you could be friends with somebody and not know so much about business or certain things, especially someone who's like a powerful person like Kobe and certain shit, you know. And I read this interesting story about him. He got into it with his family, right? And I have a very similar philosophy. My money is not like your money necessarily. You know what I mean? To a certain extent. And what I'm getting at is he had a falling out with his mom and dad because they sold $500,000 worth of sports memorabilia that was his. And he's like, come on, man. Like, really? Like, that was personal gifts I gave you, and I bought you guys a home. That wasn't enough. And I think they were upset. Like, yo, we're your parents. Like, you should fucking take care of us and blah, blah, whatever. And it's a weird thing. Like, I'm just curious. Like, how do you feel about that? If your dad's like, well, this is mine or whatever. And you know, I don't know. Like, you said something.
Here's what I'm going to say. Listen, everybody has different family dynamics, and it runs deep, and there's a lot of history there, and who knows what happens in families to create that. I think, you know, money in general can create a lot of issues within a family.
Of course.
You know, I've never experienced that for myself. Money has never created, you know, issues amongst me and my siblings or anything like that. But, you know, what I will say is what my dad said to me is when I got out of college, it was 2 weeks after leaving college, and I got a call from my dad, and he said, what's your plan? And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, I don't know. I'm going to take some time off to figure it out. And he said, you're going to what? And I said, yeah, I'm going to take some time off to figure it out. He goes, take some time off from what? And I said, I don't know. I just got out of college 4 years. And he said, listen to me. You just had a 2-week vacation after college. He said, you have 2 more weeks of vacation where I will help you out. But in those 2 weeks, you better find a job and you better figure out your path. And I don't care after those 2 weeks if you live with me for the rest of your life. You can eat my food for free. You can stay in my house for free. I will not charge you rent. You can watch my TV. You can do anything you want. He goes, but I will not help you with a car. I will not help you. I will not give you $5 if you want to go out with your friends, and your friends are going to get very sick and tired of taking you to the movies and to dinner. Trust me. He goes, so you can live with me and live under my roof for free, but you will get nothing if you don't get a job. And he goes, and let me be clear. He goes, I don't care if you find your dream job or you are making coffee on the side of the road. I don't care what your job is, as long as you get a job and you work hard at your job, because there's some great people. People make great coffee. Believe me, we all drink coffee. I would be really upset with people that didn't give me great coffee in the morning. So,
Crazy.
And that was the beginning. And within 10 days, I got a job.
Doing what?
I called a girlfriend of mine who was working at the Toronto Film Festival, and I said, I'm freaking out. I need a job. And she said, you can come be my assistant. I'm going to be there for 10 days, and I will give you $500 in cash. And I thought, hell yeah. I didn't even like equate what that was per hour. I just thought like, hell yeah. So I was like, I've got 10 extra days.
Right.
So I called my dad, I'm going to do 10 days. He said, okay, great. Well, there's 10 more days you bought yourself,
Yeah.
And then when I was there, she was on a call with Bonnie Fuller, who was the editor-in-chief of Glamour magazine.
Right.
And Bonnie Fuller was looking for a West Coast beauty fitness editor. I was 21 at the time.
Holy shit.
I said, throw my name in the hat. And she was like, for what? You've like never even had a job. You don't even have a resume. I mean, I had jobs, summer jobs. I worked all the time, but a real job. Somehow I got the interview. I got a flight to New York. I interviewed for her. I got home, and I remember for 3 weeks, every day my dad called me. Did you find out yet? Did you find out if you got the job? I was like, no.
Stressful, yeah.
And I was standing in front of Earth Cafe on Melrose.
Right.
And I got a call from her, and she said, I would love to offer you the position of West Coast Beauty Fitness Editor. And I went into the interview with her. I was like, I don't have a resume, but if you want someone who knows what's happening in Los Angeles and who's cool and who's great and who's energetic and who's out all the time, hire me. I'm going to be amazing. I was just like building myself up. So, hey, everybody who's listening to this, go into interviews and build yourself up. Tell them how amazing you are.
100%.
And that was it. She called me. She said, $24,000 a year is your offer. And I thought like money was like falling from the skies. It was so much money. I was so excited. And
wow,
that was it.
That's crazy. So with your dad, how many siblings do you have?
3, me and then 3 more.
Oh, okay. It's crazy. So he had to like have these individual relationships with all you guys, which is amazing. I'm not going to ask him if you have a favorite or nothing. Or if he had a favorite. But you have a daughter.
For me, I'm definitely his favorite.
Oh
Sorry, guys. Sorry, Carson, Eli, Sarah.
So you have a daughter, obviously,
I do,
right?
and a son.
And so like, well, but the daughter more,
Yep.
it's a woman. So you have a daughter.
Yeah.
What is it that you would love to see her do in a perfect, like career-wise? What would you want?
You know what? Ruby has always said from literally the time she could talk, she wants to do charity and she wants to be an actress. So if those are 2 things she wants to do, absolutely. I would like her to go to college.
Right.
I would like her to work really hard. I would like her to study her craft if she really does want to be an actress.
Right.
But I just, you know what? Listen, again, cliche, I've used the word before, but I just want to see her be happy and work hard. And
People don't realize though, it has to get embedded 50 million times. Happiness is crazy because I thought when I made millions, I was gonna be happy.
Nope.
And then it's like, yo, boom, that shit is done. It made my life convenient, did not make me happy.
Listen, people always think the grass is always greener on the other side. There's always something better. There's always something more exciting. There's always something like different. And you know what? The truth is like, work hard and be loving.
But honestly, like if she's like, Mom, okay, so look I had this idea for this business. I need like,
I'm like, you get nothing.
I can't say no to my kids. I just can't. I don't know what it is.
But you know what? I think as a business person, you can. I think you can say like, let me hear what you're trying to do. And I had no plan for my jewelry company.
Right.
0. So for my dad to be like, sure, what do you need, would have actually been ridiculous because I wouldn't have known what to do with the money.
No, I know you're right. No, seriously, honestly, to tell you the truth, you're completely right because I'm a different person when I'm a boss at work or I'm a boss at one of my businesses.
Yes.
So it's crazy. Speaking of your kids again, you know,
Yep.
you're younger, but you grew up in enough where we didn't have social when we were growing up.
Nope.
And then social
Thank
came.
God.
Yeah, there's Friendster, there's MySpace. When I see these fucking dating apps, by the way, now my friends are telling me, this is what it's like, Ben. This is what it's like dating now. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? They're like, we're dead ass serious. I'm like, fuck that. But going on, that's created way more psychopaths, creeps, trolls. Social media has just gotten really, I mean, there's so many good things, but even more bad. You know, you can talk so much shit behind this username and whatever. And it's like, I'm just curious. Is that part of the reason why you're so private about showing your kids on social media?
You know what? I just don't. Believe me, there are things I would like to post every single day
Right, I get it.
it is so fun to watch them and they're singing and dancing and yelling at me and being hilarious and cute and cuddly. And, you know, listen, I would love to show off my kids, but I do have a private account where I can
nice.
share it with, you know, 100. You can, I'll give you the,
I'll give you
the
my
name.
private account too. I have a private account too.
But so like, you know, the 100 people that follow it. So it's
Yeah.
like,
I have like 40 followers on there.
exactly. I don't know. You know, I go back and forth with it sometimes, but I feel like it's just not necessary.
Good for you.
For what? For right now, for me.
I'm taking notes, by the way. Like that's
For me, you know, and believe me, like your children are the cutest things in the entire world, and I want to
Thank you.
watch you take them to school every single day. And I'm
Right.
and believe me, when my son and I are like blasting Lizzo in the car
Yeah.
and singing out loud, like I want to post it just
Yeah.
because it's fun and
Well, you
good
know,
energy.
the close friends things is pretty cool because I use that. But if
Yeah.
you notice, like, there's no way ever in a million years. Like one time I realized, you could see my son's uniform, and I was like, oh fuck, like no,
Yeah.
no, that's not gonna happen. And I am really scared about
Yeah.
things like that. And you know, I almost said someone's. I don't want people to fucking go, but there's like, you know, A-list celebrities that kids go to my kids' school and everything, and like I don't know, it's just better, and I'm just
Yeah.
taking notes about it, whatever. But I guess that's
My
smart.
kids are almost at an age where, you know, I won't be able to control it. My daughter will be 18 in 5 years or whatever it is. And I just think like,
But,
you know,
but is it to protect them, or are there like creepy like, oh my god, we're gonna find out where Toby lives, or I don't know, it's just weird shit like that. Has that been an issue, or you're just pro protecting yourself?
listen, I think unfortunately there are unwell people out there who don't have the best intentions always. But I try not to even like let that negativity seep into my world because I get super paranoid about things like that. And yeah, there's been some awful people, but I just think that social media is one of those things that's a very slippery slope.
It is.
And
It's not as fun anymore to me there as well. So it's kind of like it's a business thing.
yeah, I just try and keep it as, I don't know. I try and just be careful and I try not to think too much about it. And listen, like I'll post a happy birthday post to my kids or I'll do a cute thing here or there. But,
No, I get it.
You know, I'm careful.
It's funny because I remember, you know how hard it is, especially they changed the algorithms about 40 times, right? A couple of them were crucial. The last 3 or 4, they've shut down every bot. Well, the companies that sell likes and followers, whatever, they've just have fucked so many things up on algorithms. You know, you could see things 7 days ago, 3 days. Like, bitch, I don't want to see things from 3 days ago. I want to see shit like that thing should be older than 24 hours. And even then, it kind of sucks, right? So you think of somebody who breaks the internet or whatever, it's like, that shit ain't gonna happen no more. Even Kim couldn't fucking go butt naked and be like, it'll go and pass. But like, when Jennifer Aniston joined,
I would say Jen did.
she did it. But the thing
broke
was,
it.
I'm not, okay, again, listen, I've never watched an episode of Friends in my entire life.
Well, you should.
My wife loves it. And she even said, she goes, you know, you went to fucking high school with fucking David Schwimmer. You should fucking watch it. He's pretty funny. Then I found out about Matt LeBlanc. I had no idea that he's such an insane, amazing car enthusiast and also an amazing driver, by the way, racetracks and everything. By the way, I remember I saw your cousin, right? Was that what it was? Who's a crazy car dude? And I ran into him on Sunset. You said he saw me. He has a Porsche.
No, my brother-in-law.
Oh, it's your brother-in-law.
Yes,
Yeah. Super
yes,
random.
yes.
So
He's
I've
amazing.
never,
Aaron.
but so I go on, you know how you could see mutual friends, whatever. And I'm like, really? 90% of my these are guys who are, some of these dudes are real gangsters. You follow Jennifer Aniston? Why? He's like, motherfucker, you don't know who Rachel is? I was like,
Wait, gangsters follow Jen Aniston? I'm going to tell her.
yeah, I'm telling
She's
like
going to be really thrilled.
some of my boys who like run in Compton, and I'm like,
because she
why?
is the best.
And they said, oh, you don't know about Rachel? And I'm like, who the fuck is Rachel? Because I had no idea what the fuck that is. He goes, bro, you're really like tripping. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, bro, it's only like so much you could really watch on. I was like, he's like, there's Seinfeld. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. You're trying to tell me that Friends and all. He goes, yeah, it's on that level of Seinfeld, bro. This was I grew up on this show with my wife and blah, blah. And I'm like,
good.
People in the hood watch Friends. He goes, man, it was a good show. So anyways, going on, I immediately see she follows like 30 people off bat. And I'm like, oh shit, she followed Jen. That's cool. Meyer, just funny. I don't know. Anyways, going back to the paranoia and everything else, do you think you have any haters?
I'm sure I have some haters. I'm sure. I've had some people say some not nice things about me on the internet. Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why. Like, it's so...
Me neither. So rude.
Even, like, it's
What's not to love, guys?
Seriously, Jen is the nicest person in the world. What is the Jen Meyer goal? Like, what is your exit plan? Like, what do you, like...
Exit plan?
Yeah. Do you have one? Is there a goal that you want to do? Like, do you want to stop at 50? Do you want to stop at, or do you just want to keep going on?
You know what? I'm so happy right now. And like you said, I mean, really, the goal is happiness. And right now, I'm loving what I'm doing, professionally. My kids are in this great space. I have this amazing relationship with my ex-husband. Everything just feels great. So, I don't really have an exit plan when it comes to, my career at the moment. I'm just really happy with what I'm doing. The company's growing every single year, and it's really fun to be a part of.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you have any business advice that you could give to young women out there who want to start their own business or want to become their own boss one day? Like, is there like at least one thing that you say like, all right, well, you got to do this or you got to do this for just like, even for my daughter, like if she listened to this later on and been like, is there any kind of advice that you can give to someone out there that just whatever it may be?
Listen, I think I think that we're in an amazing time for women, and women have to take advantage of that.
100%.
And
oh my God.
Women are everything, and we are strong, we are successful, we're emotional, we come from every single side, and I think we can accomplish anything. And I think that if you want to be your own boss or there's a specific company that you want to start, I think just don't be afraid to watch your dreams come true. I mean, truly, it's like dream big and expect them to happen.
That's awesome. I see some of your memes that you post sometimes. I'm like, damn, she's always posting some, especially when it's like at 9 a.m. I'm like, or 8 a.m. I'm like, damn, that's okay. I'm starting my day off pretty good.
That makes me feel better because you know what? I started posting quotes like 8 years ago when Instagram came out, and then everyone started, not saying that I started a trend, but everyone started to post quotes, and I'm like, okay, am I doing too much? But you know what? I got to get back to it because when you say it and other people say it and they DM me all the time, like things you say are so inspirational, and it's not the things I say. I mean, I pull it from other people most of the time, but I love it and it just keeps me going. So little moments. So thank you.
There's one thing you did say about 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
Just like 7 years ago, and I remember you said you were the first person I saw say it. It was so funny. And you put on, it was like a meme or something. Yeah. And you just to all my friends or whatever, just know I'm never saying ducking or something like that or something. And I was like, fuck, yes. I hate when you write fuck or fucking and it says duck.
I'm
ducking.
like, I've never said ducking in my life. What? Yeah. Why do you keep auto-correcting me?
Yeah, that's some funny ass shit. Also, like my last business related question, do you invest in stocks or any real estate? Or like, is there anything like you like? I mean,
you know what? I've started doing a couple investments. I think, nothing crazy, but a few investments here and there. And I think that, if I was to give any advice on that, I think for me, the ones I have done are friends that I believe in and people that I believe are smart and interesting and starting companies that I want to help get behind. And most of the time I don't look at it in the sense of like, how much money can I make? I look at it, this could be really exciting. So
that's actually really, really dope that you have for friends, especially, and it just came, I don't know why, it just popped up out of nowhere. I bring up his name a lot on this podcast because of the high school that we went to, both of us not coming from a rich or wealthy background, and how shrewd and smart. And I think that it's so funny because Koreans and Jews get along so well, both very hardworking, both have fucking stomach issues. They're both very business savvy. I grew up and went to high school with Guy Osiri. We worked together. Yeah. And, he was the outcast at school. He wasn't lived in Beverly Hills and whatever.
The best.
this motherfucker has invested in the best, most fucking amazing things. Like one of them being Uber, and just he's so fucking smart. It's just like, damn. And these are, again, it's just, when you have I always want to be around people who are even more successful than me. I want to be like the least successful person in the room, so I could soak up some game and and just like.
But listen, Guy is not only is Guy so smart, and so successful, he's really kind, and he's an amazing family man, and he's really, I mean, for me, I've known him for 20 plus years, and I love him so much, and he's a really good friend of mine, and I love his wife, and his kids are phenomenal, and you just find people that find real balance when you can find it.
Yeah,
you're successful,
right?
And also, like, it's really annoying that he didn't bring us all into Uber. Thanks a lot, Guy.
You fucker.
Honestly,
it's funny when I really started blowing up. I did well off top from jewelry. When I took off. I remember I'm at Asia to Cuba.
Oh yeah.
And we're just at the Mondrian, and Guy walks in and he sees my wife and he's like, "Hey man, I'm Guy." And he does this all the time. If I see him, I'm like, I'll randomly run into the Super Bowl or wherever it was on a floor seats, and he'll be like, "Hey, how you doing, Guy? Very nice to meet you." Go fuck yourself, Guy, because he thinks I'm too big time. He thinks I'm like being a big time dude now. And he tells my wife, and she's like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you. I think I've heard your name before." And he goes, "Yeah, I knew Ben before he's come up." And I'm like, "Go fuck yourself, Guy." He has to try to take a little shot because I always fuck with him. But anyways, real quick, because you're from LA, and only the people from LA do I ask this: name 1 or 3 of your favorite restaurants in Los Angeles.
Oh God, there's
so easy and so hard.
Many.
Yeah. Just top of your head.
Okay. Well, I love Giorgio's.
Oh my God.
Very close to my house.
Come on. By the way, guys, you remember I mentioned Giorgio's 2 episodes ago, my favorite places to eat in LA.
It's the greatest.
It's amazing.
I love Nate Now's.
I mentioned Nate Now's, guys, the extra Russian dressing. But,
I mean, I love Nate Now's.
One more.
Come on. I hate sounding so fancy, but I mean, I love In-N-Out. I love Matsuhisa.
Fuck that. Say what's name a fancy spot?
I said Matsuhisa.
Come on, that ain't fancy.
It isn't?
No.
Fancier than that? Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know. Give
me one of yours.
I did say Nozawa Bar, which is definitely like a few levels up higher.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. What about Sushi Park?
Sushi Park is really good, but I like Asanebo a little better.
I've never been there.
Oh my Lord.
I love Sushi Park though.
So I was talking about Asanebo, and it was just random because you're sitting there.
Where is it?
It's on Ventura Boulevard in Studio City. I'm sitting there.
I gotta go there.
In the same day, in the same 30 minutes, Joaquin Phoenix walks in. And I'm like,
Isn't he a vegan?
He's in there eating. I'm not the type of person. And they have vegan sushi though, my wife.
Okay.
So it's not the type. I'm not the type of person to walk up to someone and be like, "Hey, remember we used to hang out at Saturday Night Fever with Brent Bolt?" Like I didn't say shit to the dude, He gets up and George Clooney walks in. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? But it's an amazing place. Asanebo is really good. You should definitely check it out.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Where is your favorite place to vacation?
I love a good vacation. I will be honest.
That's what I'm asking.
I love Hawaii. I love Cabo.
Well, Cabo's so easy. It's 2
so
hours
easy.
and 15
We were
minutes.
just there for Christmas. My kids had the best time.
What's funny is are you close to Jessica Alba or no?
I mean, she's wonderful.
Right.
Yes.
Cash, I've known forever, right?
I went to Crossroads with him.
Yeah. Oh my God. So you grew up with Baron then, and Davis and everything. So okay, yeah. So Baron is my dog. And
my sister went to prom with Baron. Can I say that?
I didn't know that. I had no idea. But I've known Baron forever.
Yes.
And
me too.
I've known Cash forever and ever.
Yes.
How funny is this? I met Cash through Dasha.
Oh.
When they were in college. All right. So I've known Cash forever. There's this little sandwich spot on Cannon called Il Tramezzino we used to go to a lot.
Oh, the grilled chicken sandwich, please, with the pesto?
Yeah, amazing. So
I mean,
let's go there with Cash and stuff and everything.
And it was open till 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
And
I know.
I remember when I guess Honest had hit like 1 billion, and I've never ever stayed in a house. I've always stayed on a resort, like the one and only, or like whatever, Las Ventanas or something. But then there was a spot that had like these great places, like, oh, Tom Brady stays here with just. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Is it amazing or not? Comes with the chef, blah blah whatever. And I remember when we were leaving, Jessica and Cash were checking in, so I was like, oh
so
shit.
funny.
I felt like I was special at that point. I was like, okay, I can hang with the big dogs.
You had good taste.
But is there anywhere where's your favorite place in Europe to go to?
Oh, I don't know. Take me to Italy any day.
Okay. That's so funny. By the way, Dasha put me up on a lot of Italy shit. Like, it's crazy.
If you want to travel Europe, ask Dasha. She knows what she's talking about.
Jesus Christ. Listen, she was talking about Sardinia in 2000. In 2000, nobody even fucking, didn't even know about Sardinia until like later. And she was always on top of shit. My first time going to south of France, like she just was, it's my favorite. So anyways, guys, well, first of all, Jen, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For being the fucking second CEO person I've had on here. We're going to continue to have women on this show. You guys got to get used to it. They are running the fucking world. And I want my daughter to be a boss one day, and I want her to be happy as well. But I got to say thank you seriously for coming on. Yo, Miles, man, can you throw me one of them Lakey Lake beats? And we out. So yeah, that was dope as fuck. Jen is legit, and I mean, she didn't even talk about it like that. I mean, amongst her friends and everything, but her being married to one of the most, not even just the most famous, but one of the most like respected, legit thespian actors of my era, and he's also another guy I love. If you couldn't figure that out, I mean, I'm sure you will. You can Google it, whatever. But she doesn't publicly talk about it. She obviously don't talk about divorce. She's just very special. And I like that she's private enough, and just, I learned from her just the way she handles her business. My wife is very similar too. My wife don't floss none of the bags. She could floss so much shit. She just doesn't. My wife is real chill. One thing I forgot to ask her, actually, I was thinking about is if she donates to charities, to different charities. I know she's heavily involved in that Baby to Baby Foundation, and that's dope. But the reason why I ask this is, I swear, like, listen, 30 or 40% of the time, well, anytime I post a car or fucking jewelry or something, anything, fucking a great vacation or something, I swear 30 or 40% of the people in the comments, I get like, hundreds of people asking me, oh, do you donate to any charities? And most of them ask, what have I done for like the Black and urban communities? And it's fucking mind baffling. I'm like, listen, man, my background, right? Like, if you had $10 to your name and you live like pretty broke, it's not a lot different than being broke in the ghetto and everywhere else. It's just the geographic location and maybe it being a little bit of hard of a factor for, you to go out there and network yourself out there out of that area so you can do better for yourself and further yourself in your career and your financial status. Yes, it's a little tougher because, being in Compton and being in Koreatown is, but it's not like it was, again, if I grew up and didn't come from much, I was broke, like, I didn't come from much. My mom worked really hard, and later on, it was cool. But, at the same time, things went to a life, our lifestyle, living. And even when I was broke as fuck, I never, ever, not ever did I fucking question or ask my head, like, I wonder what the fuck, I wonder how, does Dice Cube or Dr. Dre, what do they do for their community? Do they donate money to charities? And, when I was on my come up in Hollywood, and that was when I was grinding and I had no paper, I never thought to myself, damn, what does Diddy do for, to people or to poor people and the people in fucking Mexico or whatever, or any like famous rich white person. Never did I care or want to know if they donated money to the poor. Like, it wouldn't make them any better in my eyes. Okay? Going out there and doing charity work and, doing all that stuff, that's some other shit. Yeah, cool. But again, I never ask anybody. No one, like, it's like not a requirement. That's cool. I know you use your platform, whatever, and that's cool. But again, I would never look at you any different. It's just the weirdest fucking thing to me. All right? And this is coming from broke Ben Baller. Still not been humble. Broke Ben Baller never asked that. So what is it with you fucking people that constantly ask that? Like, it's weird. Like, oh, what have you done? And like, what's crazy is, I've donated to date millions of dollars to inner city schools and programs in the Washington State area. But who cares? Like, you just do it if you can. You know what I'm saying? You don't promote it. It's like silly. It's almost embarrassing if you promote people who promote it and stuff. It's like, my philosophy is this, okay? A lot of people go out there and help others in need. And yes, some of them are destitute and they need it badly. but they don't realize how many legit scams there are. And I'm skeptical because even Red Cross, they said like fucking 35 or 40% of the money doesn't even get, it just gets lost in the shuffle. Other big charity foundations are even worse, like 50% goes to it. And it's like, dude, not all your money is going to those needy people in Haiti or wherever you're donating it to. It's like, look, this is my thing, okay? And please hear me out. I mean, you have no choice. You can fast forward this if you want, but I'm responsible for my own, okay? That's my immediate family and then, the rest of my direct family, right? But if everyone just took care of their own, there would be so much less unfortunate shit going on, right? You see how big the separation is from the 1% wealth compared to the rest. There's barely a middle class. But like, I get it. Yes. I know that some of these people can't even help their own, but a lot can, right? That the homeless problem is getting worse and worse in LA. It's really scary. It's really sad. I have nightmares all the time. Like, fuck, damn, wake up. What if I couldn't pay for this, whatever? And it's mostly because I have kids and other people have kids and I get it. But you got to be smart. You got to think, people are like, oh, I don't believe in abortion. You believe in being broken, suffering for the rest of your life. That's not your life. You think some people say, oh, well, this was in the books. No, man, you could have prepped this out and did this a certain way. Some people want to struggle. I get it. But like, be smart. Don't bring a child into the world if you can't take care of it. That child did not ask to be brought into the world. And it's almost the same argument. Like, you can't save someone who's drowning. If you can't swim that well, your damn self. You got to take care of yourself first. More. Stop trying to be like, really take care of yourself. Because if you're not living well, it's like, oh, it's not that honorable for you to give what you don't have. Because you'd be like, oh, someone has less. Like if you have shit and someone has less than shit, it's just, you got to take care of yourself. All right. You have to take care of your kids if you have them. Got to take care of your mother. All right. Help those in need if you can. All right. But at the same time, that is not your immediate responsibility. Period. And I'm not saying, I'm promoting it to not help. I'm just saying like, it's, you guys are fucking crazy because you think I got paper now. And I got a little paper. Cool. Right. And in the general sense of where I sit in society, yeah, it may be on the very high end. Again, I earned every single motherfucking dollar. Didn't cheat nobody. Didn't fuck nobody over. I got no bad karma coming my way. But you fucking weirdos, man, I swear, again, my immediate responsibility is not to take care of the people in the Philippines I hate. It's to take care of my family. And I know I have a lot, but you know what? There's a lot of things that I want to do that I haven't set up yet, that I actually even can't yet. So you got to take care of yourself. Anyways, okay. So on to some more girl shit, because this is, showing love to the women. I used to love watching Lifetime movies. I used to date this girl who loved watching that shit. And I said, okay, I'm not watching this shit. And then, start getting high and I'm like, okay, this shit is addicting. This is trash entertainment, but fuck it. Let's go. Let's watch this. So Netflix has this show called Dirty John. And it's produced by Eric Bana, who I love as an actor. Listen, if you guys have ever saw the movie Chopper, holy fucking shit. That movie is fucking insane. Chopper is a movie about a legendary, just fucking lunatic gangster from Australia who just was crazy as fuck. This motherfucker's killing people. It's an older, might be like early 2000, but it was an independent film. And that was Eric Bana's first movie before any blockbuster shit. And to tell you the truth, I haven't heard from dude in the longest. I don't know what the fuck. His career has been quiet as fuck. But anyways, this show, Little John, it's set in Newport Beach around Balboa Island. And, I knew Newport Beach pretty well. I know Newport Beach pretty well. Okay, I dated a few girls from there. Me and Jonas used to run through that area like a motherfucker. Holy shit, it's fucking crazy because that's where Kobe lived. He resided in Newport Beach for the last 15 years. But he was in Newport Coast, which is still Newport Beach, but it's a part of Newport Beach. It's the Bel Air, Beverly Hills. It's super crazy. Kobe lived in an area where the cheapest house in his gated community is like 11 mil. But anyway, I love Pelican Hill, Javier's, all that shit. So anyways, this show it's just a fucking crazy ass show about a fucking con man, all right, who's also a sociopath, and he's also a stalker, just the fucking most fucked up crazy dude. My God, it's intense. It's a great show, cheap, good thrills. I recommend you watch this with your girl or your girl. Listen, ladies, watch that with your man, or you know what, ladies, watch it with your girls. Great fucking show. Just Dirty John on Netflix. It's fucking free. Watch the shit. But listen, man, right about now, I got to give a big motherfucking happy birthday shout out to my dog, my fellow Aquarian, Kid Cuddy. Cuddy, man, I love you, bro. You have been fucking amazing. New friend in my life, you know. We've been friends for just over a year now. I knew you before, but we were acquaintances. Happy birthday, bro. You know, I can't wait to see you later. I chilled with Cuddy yesterday, and to be real, his attitude and his energy is so awesome that he instantly put me in a great mood. I delivered him his new chain, and it's fucking just nutty. All right, it's fucking it's just chaotic beauty. Like I said before, when I get the proper time to develop something, I'm not being rushed, and I have a lot of preparation. I just do excellent work. All right. And I get better as time goes on. You know what I'm saying? Of course, my work gets better and better. But this is just my true masterpiece. You know, we were going to post the chain today for his birthday, but due to the nature of Kobe's death and things, you know, it's probably insensitive. And we want to wait until at least after the Super Bowl. I mean, probably until after Kobe's funeral, so it has proper legs. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't take away from what's going on with Kobe. And Cuddy was just so fucking hyped. Murakami was hyped. I had to send him, you know, pictures. And this is just incredible overall. You know, I'm so fucking grateful and so blessed to have this relationship with both of these great artists, one being Cuddy, one being Takashi Murakami. But I'll give you a rough idea. All right. Well, Cuddy designed the actual necklace part of this. And the necklace part is an all Murakami character diamond and gemstone lei. Okay, you know what a lei is? Lei is that it's the flower style necklaces you get in Hawaii. You know, beautiful if you had a lei on you. We made a diamond gemstone Murakami character lei. Okay, you can't even fucking imagine the level of cuckoo that this shit is. It's fresh as fuck. And the pendant is just gorgeous. Of course, it's the Murakami character pendant. It's just fucking dope. I can't wait to show y'all. Like I said, man, I can't wait to fucking turn up with my dog tonight. It's going to be fucking dope, man. Good energy and everything, all that. So let me backtrack real quick back to my B-Day brunch that had all the makings of a great party. But the mood and the energy was just dead. It was sucked out. You know, I was in a fucked up mood. I posted a video on my actual page, not my story, of me scoring a 501 in Speed of Light, which is actually a really, really good score, right? And if you hit a Dave & Buster's and you play Speed of Light and there's one light, just one fucking light out, it's going to be nearly impossible for you to get that score, okay? My high score is in the low 600s. And yes, you know, the last time I played the game, because I can check my card and see when I went there, was on October 4th, okay? I did play one day before my birthday in San Diego, but I played one game, you know what I'm saying? Because the machine was fucked up. And I scored like a 350 something. The machine it had one or two broken lights. So it was like fucked up. But, you know, listen, people got me like, they're tripping. I've played Speed of Light for a grand total of about 25 times. And I only started playing in May of 2019, in the end of May. All right. So I've been playing for even a year. All right. It's a really fun fucking game. It takes a lot out of you, and I'm not in good shape. All right, you know, the Echelon bike, by the way, is doing wonders for me, but it's not easy to play this game, especially if you want to be good. All right. 99% of the people, the guys who commented, damn, you're slow, you in slow motion, those motherfuckers, 99% of them couldn't score 200 in that. That's real. All right. And when I play Speed of Light, I've never played over 3 times in one actual visit of Dave & Buster's. And sometimes I'm at Dave & Buster's for 2 hours or so. You know, when I'm playing the Star Trek, that's what I'm doing. The fucking Star Trek fucking coin game where I fucking get the chips and the cards and shit and the coins, and my ticket score is out of control. But like, listen, if an insane, the most elite athlete in the NFL, who's also in the best shape that a human can possibly be in, scores a 240 after a few tries, and people are like, oh, he looks like he's going fast, whatever. And again, this is a man, he's a wide receiver. I'm talking about Jarvis Landry. Think about it. Okay? You think that you can score 500? That motherfucker couldn't score 500. It's gonna take him a minute to try to get there, and then he has to figure out, just hand-eye coordination impeccable, like I said. But I have to say thank you again to Dave and Buster's Corporation, to my man Popeye Vasquez. Fucking thank you, Popeye, for holding me down, my family down. I fucking love you, Popeye. You fucking amazing. Later on that day, I got my favorite Baskin Robbins ice cream cake. I like cheap cakes, dog. I like Ralph's Market cake. I'm not really into the big fancy old, shit. My kids hand wrote me some homemade birthday cards, and it's just the best shit ever. I love it. It's just I love I love being a dad. Love my kids. It fucks me up. I just sit and I go, and sometimes I'll sleep in the bed with my kids, and my wife be like, "Yo, were they crying?" I'm like, "No, I just want to stare at Lennon and Ryder and Kai. Just stare at them for, sometimes 20, 30 minutes, an hour. I can't touch their hair. I give them kisses while they're asleep, and just getting those kind of gifts, it just touches my heart in a whole different way. That girl dad shit is real, man. But really, daddy gang in general is just real. I've been hugging my kids a little bit more these days, but because, they say hug your kids, whatever, but I hug them a whole lot already. And my son asked last week, when I was in San Francisco, he asked my wife, he's like, why has daddy gone so much lately? It's not fair. And I found out, I spent all day with my kids today because I finished that big ass piece. I got to do some joints for Afrojack that I was supposed to do a year ago. That literally, my shit's so backed up. I have some small things I got to do for some people, but I canceled all my trips for February. I know I got to go to San Francisco for something, but you know what? If I do go, I cancel the trip to Dubai, cancel all this shit. But if I go, I'm bringing one or two of my kids with me, which I do have a family trip at the end of February to New York City, and actually be celebrating my anniversary out there with my wife. So we're going to do a lot of family shit, Empire State Building, the fucking Statue of Liberty, everything, Central Park, hopefully the carousel is open, it's not too cold and whatever. But I'm also going to be podcasting from New York City. I got Joe Budden coming on the show. I got Avion's Jewelry company on the show. You know what? Fuck it. I might even get an interview with Trax because he's DM'd me. We've talked a little bit and whatever. And let me see what the fuck this motherfucker got to say. And we'll figure it all out then and there. But it'd be a cool little aspect, a different view and vision from another jeweler. Me and him are totally different people. But listen, I love you guys. All right. I really need you guys to keep spreading that good word about this podcast, about Behind the Baller. Tell all your good friends to tell their friends. And please keep leaving reviews. It's so helpful. And please hit that subscribe button. That's the most important thing, right? Again, I'm so grateful and I appreciate everyone who listens to the show. And please, if you live outside of California or New York or any of the major metropolitan cities or states, if you live like in, just the Midwest or anywhere else, whatever, you can be in Texas, anywhere other than like California, New York, or Miami or some shit, right? Please post videos of where you're listening to the show, where you're listening to Behind the Baller, and if you're outside the USA, of course, wherever you are in the world, post where you listen to it and we'll repost it. Shout out to the Dust Brothers. This show is not possible without them. I will see you guys after the Super Bowl with the weekend wrap up. And oh yeah, wait, hold on. Speaking of the Super Bowl, goddamn, we didn't even talk about that shit. Listen, man, I don't know. I want, and I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. Period. Straight up. I think they're going to outscore the fuck out of them. Period. But let's see what happens. Once again, last call, friends and family. If you want to come by and watch the Super Bowl at my crib, we're going to have catering food. You already know. TV system, man cave, out of this world. That's it, man. Lakey Lake, aka Lakey Inspired. Please take us all out of here with something light. Peace.